This Sportz Blitz podcast is brought to you by LMG. Grow your business through logo design, paper products, and video production. Visit leemarketing.net to learn more. Welcome back into Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. In the Dane Sharp hotline, Dane Sharp, attorney at law in Dadeville, Alabama. Make sure to give him a call, and we appreciate him being a part of this Auburn Blitz segment. And got Andy Graham on here with us. And Andy, glad to have you, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And Andy, baseball, we have some notes here for me to go down through, and we can kind of throw these away, can't we? As Auburn loses 6-3 today to Alabama, but still a potential, you think, for a regional?
They say that Auburn, their RPI being so high, that they still, there's a possibility. Obviously, I think the committee will come out on May 27th, so it's a waiting game at this point. But I think there's still a sliver of hope, but I wouldn't put any money on it.
No, I'm not going to count on it. And in between the break and having Terrence Long on, you and I were talking, and when you look at the stats for Auburn and Alabama, Andy, throwing the ball has not been an issue at all. ERA, I look here, and Connor Kendrick's got a tremendous ERA. Michael O'Neal with another great ERA, both of them under 3. But batting and hitting the baseball here in the state of Alabama hasn't been all that good this year.
No, Auburn struggled. Definitely this year. Actually, they struggled the last 2 years. Like you said, Auburn had two quality starters pretty much the whole year. They had some pretty good bullpen pitching as well. Justin Camp coming out of the bullpen, but for whatever reason, Auburn could never get the hit they needed. And a good example of that is Auburn and Alabama. Auburn as a team hit 275 this year. Alabama hit 260. Now, 15 points is a pretty big deal in baseball, but Alabama scored 297 runs this year. Auburn only scored 269. They scored 20 more runs than Auburn and hit 15 points below. So Alabama they were opportunistic and took advantage of a lot more situations with runners in scoring position. Auburn just could not do that. Now, it's clutch hitting. Apparently, Auburn does not have a lot of wherewithal when it comes to pressure situations.
Andy, for those of us that didn't have an opportunity to see or hear the game today, can you give us just a brief rundown how it went down today?
Yeah, it was a typical kind of a rivalry game that between two really evenly matched teams. Auburn and Alabama pretty much have the same record coming into the game. It started off, Alabama scored in the first inning, but Auburn came back in the second, I believe, and scored 3 runs and had a 3-1 lead for a couple of innings. But, each team had some opportunities. Alabama, in the 6th inning, was able to get to Connor Kendrick and got a run across and got it to 3-3. But Auburn brought in Reed, and he got out of two runners at second and third with no outs and a bases loaded and 1-out jam. So, there were plays made on both sides. Ryan Teller made a diving catch in the outfield to save a run. Alabama turned at one of the prettiest double plays you'll ever see in college baseball in the 7th inning to kill an Auburn rally. So, it came down to the bottom of the 8th. Auburn brought in Terrence Dedrick with 1 out in the 8th and 2 runners on, and he promptly gives up a double. And then there's a sacrifice fly and a wild pitch, and you look up and it's 6-3, and Auburn did not threaten in the 9th.
Pulowski, you've been pretty strong the last couple of weeks, and you had a great article in Alexander City Outlook this week just talking about maybe by you saying that we need a new coach, Pulowski may have held on as Auburn won the last 3 series of the season. After this quick exit SEC tournament, do you think Pulowski will be gone, Andy?
I think he will be. I just, his overall record is just so poor. You have 5 years. That's just in baseball, that's a very good sample size. And, he has had 5 years and has had one winning record in conference. And, Steve Renfro had 4 years. He had one winning record in the conference, and they fired him. Slater came in. He had 4 seasons. He had no winning records in the conference, and they fired him. Now, Pulaski's had 5. I just think it's time for him to go. I know Auburn did well down the stretch, but you start out the year 1-8. This is what you deal with. So I think it's time for Auburn to move on, and I believe that he'll be gone.
Andy, close us out. Talk a little bit about Auburn golf.
Well, the women are right now playing in the NCAA championship in Athens, Georgia, as we speak this week. They did not have a very good day today. They are in 24th place. That would be dead last. But it's a good thing that it's not an 18-hole tournament. It's a 72-hole tournament. So they got 3 more days to, get their bearings a little and hopefully climb up the stats a little bit. The Auburn men also they have made the NCAA championship. They finished tied second in their regional with a 2-over on the final day, which was put them 20 over for the tournament. But they're going to make that the NCAA championship. That's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Capital City Club from May 28th to June 2nd. So we'll keep an eye on that and talk about that in the coming weeks.
Andy, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you being a part of the program each week, and I want to thank E. Dane Sharp, attorney at law there in Dayville, for being the Auburn Blitz sponsor. Look forward to talking to you next week.
I do as well.